as soon as he's ready to go, just start shooting one up. Joe.
For during the game, right? Obviously, I'm going to be doing the play-by-play. I'm just throwing in my own color in there too. Or? Okay.
Yep.
Ready to go, Alex? All right, I'm going to let it rip, dude. Ready? Hello and welcome to Hockey Night at PISA. My name is Rob Wisniewski, and we are Memory to Video Productions, bringing you a great showdown tonight in the D1 Roller Division here at Plainville Indoor Sports Arena. Tonight, the Avalanche take on the Allies in the season opener for both teams. There's lots of great storylines to get to between these two teams, and here's a little bit of what we can expect. We have a newcomer, Dave Barillaro, for the Allies. He's a young rookie making his debut tonight. He's never played anything above F1, and the Allies are excited to see how he can perform at these higher levels. We also have Leclerc versus Bashaw. Leclerc seems to score in every matchup, and he's usually going upstairs with that wrist shot. We also can talk about how last year the Avs swept the Allies, so the Allies will be looking to get some revenge and hopefully pull one out here tonight. And in the last game, the Avs lost 5-4 to Jenner in the first round of the playoffs, and Jenner went on to sweep Big Knife and win the championship. So as we move along tonight, we'll cover some more of the stories that are on here, and we look forward to you guys sticking with us tonight. We'll be back in a few minutes for the opening face-off. Steve's one of the few guys here. He actually does his job.
For all you listeners out there, tell Jerry, give him a mic. I can't even hear me because I don't have a phone. That's what he's on. Or Steve is the ref. He did his best. One of Steve does for the ref.
Working hard, making sure that the boards are looking good.
I will hand the mic over to Rob once again.
Yep.
It's not too bad.
Okay, welcome back, and here we go. We're getting ready for the opening face-off. We got the Allies tonight wearing red, and the Avalanche wearing black. We got to hold up with the scorekeeper at the moment. And here we go for the opening face-off. It's won back by the Avalanche, back to Matrainen. Paul Perry plays it out. picked off and brought back in by the Allies and deflected back out. Schmelke bringing it down the left wing all by himself. He works it through and gets behind the net. He's looking to play it out, but he gets stopped. And play is made out by the Allies. Matrainen for the Avalanche comes back around, grabs it, swings it back around the horns of Schmelke, who plays it back to Matrainen. Matrainen working the corner, working his way away from DiCamillo. And it gets picked off by Kelsey. Kelsey's working it around, runs into DiCamillo. And Barone works it out of the zone for the Avalanche. And they go hard into the boards. That was Barone and I can't tell who that was from here. And the Allies are now playing it back out. Pass made out front. DiCamillo working it. Gets off a shot that goes wide. Picked up by Perry in the corner. He plays it out. Barone's chasing to the corner. Bashaw comes out to play it. Bashaw playing it around. Goes back around to Greg Marshall. Plays it out to Jordan Marshall. And now Bradigo working on Schmelke, forcing him around to the back of the net. Barone looking for the pass in front. Doesn't have any room. The Allies are cutting him off. Oh, Barone fans on the pass from Schmelke. Barone plays it out of the corner. Back to Matrainen. It's deflected by Marshall. Played back to Jordan Marshall, who's looking for the outlet pass, and he ends up just stumping it in. The Avalanche chase to the corner. Picked up by Perry, played back around. It's picked off by Barillaro, who tries the backhand pass in front, and it's deflected out by Matrainen. So far, these two teams are playing pretty conservative. Both teams getting opportunities and lots of block shots. Face-off won by the Avalanche there. Matrainen working it around. Passes by Leclerc. He's carrying it down the left wing. He's working on Barillaro. Gets a shot that's blocked off by Bradigo in front. Knocked down by Matrainen on the boards. Plays it down low to Barone. Barone shoots. That gets deflected by Ercole. And then it bounces back out. Bradigo makes the pass. Oh, a little too hard for Barillaro, and then deflected out by Leclerc. Faceoff's going to be down low here in front of Jack Mesko. Be to his left. Getting ready for the face-off here, and for the Avalanche, Matrainen and Perry have the size and the skill for controlling the defensive zone. Love to rip a lot of slap shots, so we'll see what they can do tonight. Face-off won by the Allies. Played back around. Kelsey chases, but Leclerc turns the other way. Carries it down the left wing. Leclerc makes the shot. It's above the net. Bashaw doesn't need to do anything there, and it plays back around to center ice. Picked up by Malinowski, who loses it. Ercole rips it. Picked up by Leclerc. Leclerc plays it out to Barone at center ice, who then plays it over to Matrainen, who plays it back to Barone and dumped in low. Matrainen again has it along the boards, and he coughs it up. Marshall playing it out. DiCamillo gets a shot. Kelsey can't pick it up, and Matrainen carries again out of the zone. Kelsey harasses him a little bit, gets it away from him, dancing around in circles here, trying to find somebody to pass it to. Ends up dropping it back to and the shot comes in from the point, and Leclerc carries it out of the zone. Leclerc moving it along, gets the shot. Bashaw plays it to the side. Barone chases it back out the center. The Avalanche is controlling it down in the Allied zone right now. shot from the point by Perry, and that gets deflected back out, and now it's played over to LeClaire. Claire taking a rip from the point. It's deflected off of Greg Marshall. Kelsey dumps it in low. DiCamillo puts a little pressure on Malinowski. He plays it around to LeClaire. LeClaire tries to play it out. Marshall picks it off. Marshall working it in, getting a little help from Kelsey. Drop back to Barillaro. And it hits the goaltender, Mesco, and bounces a little wide. Played back down by LeClaire to Barone. Barone behind the net. Bayshall plays it back behind the net. Barone trying to control it around the back of the net. Bradigo trying to work it out of the zone. He's picked off by Schmelke. Schmelke takes the shot short side and doesn't do anything. Played back around to Bradigo. Bradigo passes to Dave Barillaro for the goal on Jack Mesco. Going to the backhand and high. So welcome to the league, Dave Barillaro with his first goal. And that puts the Allies up 1-0. .538 left in the first period. Allies up 1-0. Face-off is won back and shot in by Mark Matrainen. Plays off the boards to Jordan Marshall, who tries to make a pass back to Ercole, and it's picked off by Schmelke. Schmelke brings it back into the zone. Tries to play it back out to Perry, but Perry loses it and then pokes it through to Barone. Plays it into the corner. Perry again, playing it around the back of the net. Tries to make a pass out in front. It's blocked back behind the net by Bayshall. Perry makes another pass, and it's deflected by Barillaro, but collected by Matrainen. Puts it over to Schmelke, who plays it back to Matrainen. Matrainen now bringing in his own blue line. Gets the shot, misses the net. Whiffs on the backhand, follow-up, and Bradigo takes it. Bradigo making a nice wrist shot from the point. Passes it over to Barillaro again. So we have another goal from Dave Barillaro. And Bradigo with his second assist. And these two are a lot to handle right now for the Avalanche, who are down 2-0 with 4:34 left in the first period. Face off out at center. Schmelke wins it back to LeClaire. LeClaire throws it in. It's blocked down by Marshall. Marshall carries it in, makes the pass to DiCamillo, who takes the shot, and it's deflected behind the net. Played back out to LeClaire from Matrainen. LeClaire rips one, it goes over the net. And now it's back out to center ice, picked up by Schmelke. He plays it down low to Malinowski. Malinowski over to Matrainen. Matrainen takes a shot, and it is deflected off of Bayshall's blocker and out of play. So we see some new faces this season on the Allies, who have lost Chris Turner, Mark Lafayette, and Mike Nagy, and no Jim Benning in their lineup tonight. So this is a crew that's pretty much new to each other, and where they may have played in past seasons, this is the first time that they're playing together in a couple of seasons. And it seems to be working good so far. Schmelke carrying it in from the point. Schmelke again on the shot, and played out and dumped out by the Allies. The goaltender Mesco comes out to play it. He dumps it off to Matrainen, who is tripped by Kelsey, and Kelsey's going to the box for a minor penalty for tripping. So here at 3:17 left in the first period, we're going to see a power play for the Avalanche, who have out on their squad Schmelke, Barone, Matrainen, and Leclerc. So they have some firepower out here right now. We'll see what they can do with it. It's won by Schmelke, the face-off. Plays it back to Matrainen. Looking for a shot, gets it through. Barone gets the second chance, but he can't get it. The Allies get it. They're moving it out of the zone. And the dump back to Marshall is picked off by Schmelke, who misses the shot on goal. Barone comes in, and he throws a pass to the middle, and he can't do anything with it, and Barillaro clears it out. Leclerc comes back all the way back into his own zone to pick it up. 55 left on the power play. Leclerc plays it over to Matrainen. Tries to play it back to Leclerc, but Barillaro gets in there, and he deflects it off the boards. Marshall picks it up. Marshall gets the shot. Relatively routine save there for Jack Mesko, who plays it back out to Matrainen, to Schmelke, and what a great save by Bayshaw. Schmelke tries to go low, left side, and Bayshaw gets his pad out and stops that. Both teams making a little bit of a change in personnel. The Allies now have Ercole, Bradigo, and DiCamillo out there to kill off the rest of the penalty as Bradigo picks it up and brings it over center ice. And Perry pokes it away from him. Barone picks it up, makes the pass over to Leclerc. Schmelke in front, waiting. Leclerc playing it back around. He's bringing it around, dumps it back up to the point to Perry. 5 seconds left on the power play. Shot comes in. Bayshaw through a major screen there, makes the save. It's played back down. Bradigo in the Avalanche zone with it, moving around. Passes it back to Ercole. Ercole winds up. He takes the shot. Save made by Mesko. Leclerc picks it up behind the net. And he's holding, looking for a pass. Makes the play out to Schmelke. Schmelke's going to bring it back, bring it behind the net. Fake's going behind the net, passes it back up the boards to Leclerc. Leclerc loses it. DiCamillo picks up. DiCamillo with the shot, and Mesko with the save off of his helmet and out of play. 1:12 left in the first period. Allies up 2-0. We've seen 2 goals from Dave Barillaro with assists both times by Mike Bradigo. Line up for the faceoff. We're going to see Barillaro against Malinowski. Malinowski wins it back to Leclerc, who waits in his corner. He plays it up high, and it goes out of play. His faceoff will come back down low in front of Mesko to his right. This time faceoff won by Malinowski over to the left wing for Barone. Barone brings it through. Carries it all the way in, gets the shot off in the slot, and Bayshaw needs to come up big there by getting his leg out. And makes the save. Face off now to the right of Bayshaw. Barillaro wins it this time in the defensive zone, wins it back to Ercole. He tries to make the play. Barone picks it off out in front and just misses the post. To the right. Bradigo playing it out of the zone. We got a 3-on-1 going now. We got Bradigo to Barillaro, and that time Mesko makes the save, and then it's cleared out by Dave Leclerc all the way down. Bayshaw stops it behind the net for Greg Marshall. Greg Marshall coughs it up to Perry. Perry tries to play it in front, and Bayshaw knocks it back behind the net. Perry makes the pass to the front. Bayshaw deflects it out. Barillaro is coming down the left wing. Save. Played off of a high stick by Leclerc. Goes over to the Allies. And the shot from the point is blocked by Malinowski. And it goes deep. And that's going to end the period. As we go to the end of the first period, Allies are winning 2-0 with 2 goals from Dave Barillaro, 2 assists from Mike Bradigo, and the Allies are welcoming back Mike Bradigo and Greg Marshall this season, as they were on the team previously And Bradigo's really paying off tonight with his 2 assists to the rookie Barillaro, who has had 2 pretty solid goals so far. The Avalanche are looking a little flat in the defensive zone. They're giving up a lot of 2-on-1s and 3-on-1s, so they're going to need to make some corrections. And we'll see what happens come the second period. They are, however, getting some decent looks down low, but Bayshall has been perfect so far in net and keeping this a 2-0 game. So now we're going to line up for the opening faceoff for the second period. We've switched sides, and the Allies are going to start off with Jordan Marshall and Dave Barillaro on offense, and we got Mike Moraes and Greg Marshall on defense, and Schmelke and Barone on offense for the Avalanche, with Matrainen and Perry on defense, and faceoffs won back by Barillaro to deepen the zone to Marshall. It's played out center ice. Moraes gets his shot blocked. It's picked back up by Barillaro, who gets it to Marshall. Marshall gets it back to Barillaro, who shoots it, and it goes into the corner. Jordan Marshall now tries to play it back to Greg Marshall, and it's picked off by Steve Schmelke. Schmelke now looking for the pass out. He ends up dumping it down, all the way down into the Allies zone, and Barone's unable to get a handle on it. So Moraes picks it up, tries to clear. It's picked up by Matrainen. Matrainen plays it back in, but Moraes picks it up. Moraes carrying it in on the left wing. Goes to play it in, deflects across, and now it's played out of the slot by Barone. Marshall trying to poke it back through, and then Matrainen making a nifty little flick, and Barone just can't get to it before Bayshall pokes it away. Greg Marshall picking it up, bringing it around the net, goes to make the pass Stephen Schmelke, who deflects it back to Matrainen. Matrainen picks it up, plays it back across to Schmelke, who has Perry standing right behind him, and he drops it back to him. Perry now takes a long shot that's blocked by Jordan Marshall, and face-off will be just inside the Ally zone as it deflects off of Marshall's back and goes out of play. The Avalanche are missing one of their better players, and Ben Peterson is arguably one of the best offensive players in the league. And with him not here this evening, they're having a little bit of difficulty putting the puck in the net, or putting the ball in the net. So they're going to lean a little bit more heavy on LeClaire and their other guys to do this. Face-off won by Schmelke over to Barone, who gets a shot. Bayshall makes the stop. 9:30 left in the second period. 2-0 Allies. Face-off is going to be to the right of Bayshall. Face-off is won by DiCamillo, and then played back up by Bradigo to the point, and LeClaire picks it off at the point. Brings it across, dumps it back for Schmelke. Schmelke's now looking to make the play. He dumps it deep, and it deflects off the post and almost goes in past Bayshall. That was a very, very fluky play that could have been costly for the Allies, but Bayshall doesn't panic. And now another save with a pass from Schmelke to Barone, and Bayshall comes up big again. And Allies are having trouble clearing it out of the zone. LeClaire blocks that one in, keeps it in, pressure from Schmelke, but it's played over to Greg Marshall, who plays it up to Kelsey. Kelsey takes the shot. It's blocked by Mesto, and now it bounces forward. Schmelke coming in with Barone, shot by Schmelke. Barone tries to play it off of his skate, and he can't, and Schmelke tries to make it in the corner, and there is a bench minor being assessed to the Allies for too many men. Joe Mata making the call there. for too many men on the Allies. So now we are going to get to see the Avalanche power play again, which is 0 for 1 right now. Face-off won by DiCamillo, but played back to the point, picked up by Matrainen. Matrainen gets a shot, and it's a heavy shot, blocked by Bashaw. Played back out to the point, Leclerc. Leclerc over to Matrainen. Matrainen looking, he makes the pass. Schmelke picks up the half-boards, makes the pass to Matrainen, who's cheating in, makes a shot, and there's it. It's in. Matrainen on the goal from Schmelke and Leclerc. With 8:09 left in the second period, it's 2-1, Allies. Face-offs won by the Avalanche and played back in to the Allied zone. Bradego trying to work it out. Malinowski knocks it down. Jordan Marshall tries to play it back. There's nobody home, and Schmelke picks it up and brings it back into the defensive zone. Drops it off for Leclerc, who steps it up, brings it through the center. Drop back to Matrainen, who rips another one on net. He's getting some really good shots right now. Matrainen again. Schmelke with a deflection, and then a second chance that almost goes in and goes behind the net. Malinowski plays it around. Nobody home. Marshall. Jordan Marshall plays it down the boards, but it's met in the corner by Leclerc, who's driving away from Marshall and brings it back up through center. He has nobody with him immediately, but now his guys are catching up to him. He's in the corner, but he coughs it up to Bradego, who now Bradego cutting across the ice. He's looking to make a pass. He makes a pass across to Jordan Marshall, who picks it up, who throws a weak pass back to the front. Matrainen over to Malinowski. Malinowski, wrist shot, high wrist shot, played by Bashal. Knocked into the corner. Picked up by Matrainen. Matrainen tries to stick handle and loses it out to center ice. And it's picked up by Dave Leclerc. Dave Leclerc dumps it in high off the boards behind the net. And that gets picked up by Bradego and cleared out. And it looks like Ercole and Bradego, maybe a full house change here for the Allies. And they get caught on a line change. 2-on-0 right now. Matrainen to Schmelke. Schmelke scores. So we have at 6:17 left in the second period. Allies 2, Avalanche 2. Allies got caught on a line change there, and Schmelke buries it with the pass from Matrainen. Face off at center ice. Drops back. Moraes knocks it down. Starts looking for a man, but carries it in. Takes a shot, gets deflected by Matrainen into the opposite corner. Barone picks it up and loses it into the slot, which is picked up by Matrainen, who's carrying it down the right wing and just dumps it in. Tried to hit Schmelke with a pass there. Schmelke was not quite ready for it, and Allies pick it back up. Kelsey brings it. Makes the play up. Marshall deflects off his hand, and he can't control it. And Perry coughs it up then to Kelsey. Kelsey is now in the corner. Makes a backhand pass across trying to hit DiCamillo, but Mesco grabs a hold of that as the pass comes across. 5:30 left. We're at the midway point of the second period. Avalanche 2, Allies 2. I'm Rob Wisniewski. We're here at the Plainville Indoor Sports Arena for Hockey Night at PISA. D1 roller action. The Allies are trying to bring it out of the zone, and Kelsey makes a odd play from behind the net. It looked like it hit Bashaw. And it plays out of the zone from Barone. Or excuse me, hit Mesco with the attempted pass. Marshall brings it in and passes over to DiCamillo, who puts it in the net. So we have a 3-2 Allies lead right now, with a goal scored by Antonio DiCamillo from Greg Marshall. Face-off won by Barilaro, but picked off by Barone. Bradigo now has it behind the net, makes the play up to Barilaro. He tries to step by Perry, picks that off of him, takes the shot. Ercole blocks it into the corner. Bradigo picks it up, plays it down the boards, trying to hit Barilaro, but it goes deep, and Matrainen back to pick it up. Beats Jordan Marshall to it. And Jordan Marshall kicks it back out to Barilaro, who has to chase it down across the way, takes a shot, and it deflects into the corner. Picked up by Marshall, who tries to play it back over to Barilaro, but Matrainen picks that one off. Matrainen rolling around, gets around Bradigo, but can't get the shot off, and Bradigo eventually picks it up in the corner. Malnoski picks it off in center ice and loses it to Bradigo. Bradigo bringing it in, high slot, shot, and waiting for a call from the referees on this one. Bradigo thought that was in. Looked like it was going to sneak through the wickets there, but I'm getting the call from Jason Bayshaw here that it was no goal, and the face-off will be down low to the left of Mesco. Barilaro wins it back. Ercole plays it off a high stick and deflects off of a Avalanche member, allowing Jordan Marshall to play that one on net. Perry comes in, and he just threw Marshall to the ground, and they're giving Perry a minor penalty for roughing with 3:34 left in the second period. Face-off is going to be in the high part of the zone for the Avalanche, who will be shorthanded for the first time tonight. Allies are going with DiCamillo and Kelsey up front, with Bradigo and Greg Marshall in the back. Looks like the referees might be checking. Looked like they were checking on Jordan Marshall there. Face-off won by the Allies and played back into the zone. Brought back in by Kelsey. Kelsey has it around the back of the net, plays it across to Marshall, who plays it around the horn to Bradigo. Bradigo moves it across, gets it to Marshall, who dumps it into the corner to Kelsey, who tries to play it across to DiCamillo, who picks it up off the boards, drops it back to Bradigo. Bradigo over to Marshall. Marshall makes a little move on Schmelke, who puts some pressure on there, tries to play across to Bradigo, but it's picked up, and it gets back to Marshall. Knocked out of the zone on the high stick by Dave LeClaire, and all the way down, Bayshaw plays it out of the corner, drops it to Marshall. Marshall plays it up to Kelsey. Kelsey winds up, takes the shot just high of the net. Greg Marshall back to get that rebound that came all the way back into the Allies zone. Marshall makes the pass to Ercole, who rips it, hits the crossbar, and follow-up shot by DiCamillo, and that doesn't go in. 14 seconds left on the power play. We're going to have a face-off down low to the right of Mesco. Allies lead 3-2. Kelsey tries to flick it through Schmelke's legs and pick it back up, and Schmelke then flips it out of the zone, but it goes out of play and into the players' bench for the Avalanche. This face-off will be back down low where they just had it to the right of Mesco. Schmelke, Matrainen, and Leclerc out to kill the last couple seconds of the power play. Sides are now even, and as they go even, Greg Marshall receives a pass from Tommy Ercole, and he buries it top corner. Mesco not able to get there. So it's a 4-2 lead now with 2 minutes left in the second period for the Allies over the Avalanche. Face off from center ice, won by Barillaro, back into the Allies zone. Ercole goes into the corner with Barone to try to work it out, and Barone comes out the victor there. He plays it out, brings it, carries it through the slot, works his way around, gets himself some space, tries to make a play across over to Schmelke, but Ercole knocks it out of the zones, played back out. Barillaro takes a shot, misses on the short side, but catches his own rebound, and then plays it back out to the point to Bradigo, who then dumps it back to Barillaro, who can't handle it, and it goes into the corner. Matrainen picks it up. Matrainen working past Jordan Marshall, passes it up to Dave Leclerc, who pulls up at the point. He makes a move on Marshall, back to Matrainen. Matrainen cutting across to the middle, and a save by Bayshaw. Second shot by Matrainen, another save by Bayshaw. Barone picks it up, pass through the slot, blocked by Barillaro, who knocks it back to Moraes, and Moraes then plays it back to Barillaro, who uses some of his hand skills and gets around Matrainen, gets a weak little backhander on the net. Barillaro still in control here and gets a second shot on the forehand that's blocked away by Mesco and picked up from Jordan Marshall. Jordan Marshall takes a shot, goes into the corner. Bradigo makes a pass across, trying to pass it back to Marshall, but it gets blocked off, and it's brought back out by Leclerc. Plays it to Schmelke. He gets a shot on goal, but a save by Bayshaw, and a second save by Bayshaw. And now we have a 2-on-1 developing. Kelsey loses control, tries to make the pass over to DiCamillo, and that's blocked by Leclerc, who's the sole guy that got back on the play. A long pass by Matrainen to Barone. Barone shoots and he scores. First shot is stopped by Bayshaw, but it sat on the edge of his pad, and then Barone picked up his own rebound off of the pad and tucked it in with just 1 second left. So we have a 4-3 game with 1 second left in the second period. Goal scored by Mike Barone from Mark Matrainen. And the face-off is won by the Allies, and as quick as it's won, period's over. Both teams scoring multiple goals in that period. We had 2 goals from the Allies and 3 goals scored this period by the Avalanche. We knew with the offensive power that the Avalanche has, they weren't going to be able to be held, or at least it would have been difficult to hold them to a shutout all game. And they really came through with 3 goals scored by 3 different players. We had goals from Schmelke, Matrainen, and Barone this period. Matrainen doing some work with the assists. He's making some good passes out there and making some really, really good plays, smart plays at the point and carrying it in. Really, really carrying this Avalanche team against the Allies right now, who also are spreading their goals out pretty good. We have Barillaro with 2, Greg Marshall has 1, and Antonio DiCamillo has 1, with Bradigo on 2 assists, an assist for DiCamillo, an assist for Marshall, Greg Marshall, and an assist for Ercole. Getting ready for third period action here. Again, it's 4-3 Allies at the start of the third period. The Allies are going to go with their Camillo and Kelsey line with Moraes and Ercole in the back. And they're going to line up against Barone and Malinowski up front for the Avalanche, and Perry and Matrainen in the back for the Avalanche. Face-off's about to happen, and face-off is won by Kelsey all the way back, played over by Bayshall to Moraes, who dumps it up the boards. Kelsey working it back down, makes a pass in front of the net, try to hit Ercole, but it's picked off by Malinowski. Played to Barone, who shoots it, and it's deflected way into the deep corner to Matrainen. Matrainen to Perry, who tries to play it out to Malinowski, and that's lost to Moraes. Moraes then picks it back up, makes a pass out in the front, nobody there, and Mesko covers up. Face off now to the right of Mesko. Malinowski against DiCamillo. And Malinowski wins it over to Barone. Barone coming down the left wing, makes the shot, saved by Bayshall, and then played back out to the point. Shot comes from Perry back from the point and goes against the half boards. Barone trying to work on Moraes there. Moraes makes the pass to Kelsey. Kelsey trying to feed one through to DiCamillo, and DiCamillo then plays it back to Kelsey. Kelsey with a pass across to Moraes. Moraes can't handle it, and he ends up playing it into the corner and deflects back to DiCamillo, who plays it back out to Ercole, who shoots it high off the boards past Kelsey and picked up by Perry. But as Perry tries to clear, DiCamillo knocks it down, and it gives the Allies a chance to regroup. Kelsey now playing it around the back of the net. Kelsey's working the back of the net, looking for something to do, and Matrainen is all over him. Matrainen just strips him of the ball and tries to carry it out past DiCamillo, who then knocks it down. Matrainen took exception, thinking there should have been a slash on the play as it's played out, and Barone dumps it back to Malinowski. Malinowski with the shot, saved by Bayshall, cleared out by DiCamillo, but picked back up by Matrainen, who shoots, and Perry loses it over to Kelsey. Kelsey now with DiCamillo. Kelsey makes the pass just a little too far ahead of DiCamillo. Tries to play it back across, and it's picked up by Dave LeClaire. Dave LeClaire down the right wing, moving in on Greg. Marshall blocks it and takes it away. Marshall now working it in himself. He brings it around. Oh, Barillaro misses what was virtually an open net. Could have been his hat trick there in his debut. And it's picked up by LeClaire, who fumbles it. And Jordan Marshall now trying to make the pass, and he fumbles it in front of the net, in front of Mesko, who's able to keep it out. LeClaire taking his time, makes the pass from blue line to Schmelke, standing at the bottom of the circle, who puts it in past Bayshall. Schmelke with 3 points this game with a goal and 2 assists, assisting on that goal. Or I'm sorry, scoring that goal. So 2 goals and an assist. And Dave LeClaire with his second assist. Face-off won again by the Avalanche. Schmelke carries in, dumps it into the far side corner. Bradigo picks it up, trying to get past Schmelke, plays it to Jordan Marshall, who plays it across and is picked off by Mike Barone. And then plays back to Dave LeClaire. LeClaire to Schmelke in the middle. Schmelke with a little dipsy doodle pass to himself through Marshall's legs. And a shot on Bayshall that pops back out and now collected by LeClaire. LeClaire working it down the right side. And he makes the shot from the top of the circle, and it's saved by Bayshall. Greg Marshall flipping it over Schmelke. That move gets him free, but only gets him to the red line where Barone is able to pick it back up and tries to make the play to Schmelke, but Marshall gets back, he recovers, tries to get past LeClaire. LeClaire picks it off and he breaks out, makes the pass over to Schmelke on the right wing. Schmelke back to LeClaire, and LeClaire is robbed by Jason Bayshall with a great blocker save. Picked up by Barillaro, over to Bradigo, playing it up to Jordan Marshall. Jordan Marshall is looking for Bradigo, drop pass to Bradigo, kind of handcuffed him a little bit, and it was played into the feet of Dave LeClaire, who then plays it across, and Smelky plays it back behind the net. Matrainen loses the handle on it, and he's having a little trouble getting it out of the zone, but makes the pass over to Smelky. Smelky now crisscrossing with LeClaire, then going back to his own side, takes a weak shot on net that's saved by Bashaw. Matrainen plays it across to LeClaire, who plays it back across to Matrainen. From center ice, takes the shot, saved by Bashaw. Schmelke now picks it up, being worked on by Bradigo, but Schmelke makes the pass over to Matrainen, who's then stuffed by Ercole, and he plays it out all the way down. LeClaire around the back of the net, being harassed by Jordan Marshall. He works past Jordan Marshall. Now he's working on DiCamillo. Takes the shot, goes in the corner. Matrainen picks it out of the corner. He's going to play it back around. It goes off the side of the net, and LeClaire tries to knock it down. But Matrainen has to go over and pick it back up. Now LeClaire coming back out from behind the net. He brings it in front, takes the shot, misses high over the net, and it's dumped out by DiCamillo. Mesco tries to play it out, but it's blocked by Kelsey. Kelsey's walking in front, and a deflection that almost went in short side there. Now played out by the Avs again. Schmelke up to LeClaire. LeClaire looking across. He plays it back over to Schmelke, and DiCamillo slams it off the boards down low, and Kelsey's all by himself. He has DiCamillo rolling in a little bit. Plays it through DiCamillo's legs to a Curly who wasn't right in the same spot, so it ends up going back to Moraes, who has to play it out at the deep part of the zone. Curly just wings it up the boards. Perry now, after serving his penalty, is out here again. And then LeClaire passing it down deep. Malinowski loses it to Moraes. Moraes tries to play it through to DiCamillo, but it's snagged by LeClaire. LeClaire now is working it around, crossing over with Schmelke again, trying to go through center ice. Moraes falls down as he blocks the dump in. Now played by Ercole. He's being pushed, and a shot there from DiCamillo. DiCamillo now gets a second shot as Kelsey retrieves the rebound and passes it back in front to the slot, and DiCamillo just misses on the backhand. 3:49 left in the third period. 4-4 tie between the Avalanche and the Allies. Like we said before, this is the first game for both of these teams this season, so a win tonight for either one of these teams gets them started on the right foot as they go through their 10-game season. Face-off won by the Avalanche. Matrainen plays it across to Schmelke, who plays it back around to Matrainen behind the net. Behind the net again from Matrainen to Schmelke. Schmelke again looking. He goes to shoot it, make a nice little shot pass out to the point, but that deflects off of Kelsey and goes out. Face-off will now be outside as it goes off of the Allies. And it'll be the high face-off dot to the left of Jason Bashaw. Barillaro and Schmelke lining up for the face-off. Schmelke wins it back to Matrainen, who tries to play it past Barillaro, flex it back into Matrainen's feet, and Matrainen carries it and gets the shot from the right wing. And Bradigo picks up that rebound and knocks it out of the zone. Jordan Marshall plays it back to Barillaro, who then just dumps it in on net, almost catches Mesco off guard there. Goes into the corner. Barone out to Matrainen at the point. That's picked up by Barillaro and then blocked again by Barone as Barillaro tries to get a shot. Stolen away by Bradigo. And now Schmelke has it and passes to Perry. in the neutral zone, carries it in on the right wing. Barillaro is all over him. And that shot from Perry goes into the corner, and Bradigo plays it out. Mesko's now got to control it. Jordan Marshall on Matrainen. Matrainen gets some space. He now passes it out to Dave LeClaire. Dave LeClaire is working the right side of the rink, slides into the slot, makes the shot, but it goes over the net. And it's deflected out to Jordan Marshall, who tries to play it across to Barillaro, who's breaking out of the zone, but it rolls back into the Avalanche zone and picked up by LeClaire. Claire makes the backhand pass over to Matrainen. Matrainen makes a move on Greg Marshall, walks in, hits Barone in the back with his shot, and it's covered by Bayshaw, keeping the game 4-4. 1 minute and 51 seconds left in the third period. 4-4 tie. D1 roller action from Plainville Indoor Sports Arena. Barillaro and Schmelke lining up for the face-off again to the left of Bayshaw. Schmelke wins it, takes it in the corner, dumps it on net from the corner, and it comes back to him and taken away by Greg Marshall. Marshall then tries to play it up the boards. It gets blocked by Matrainen, who plays it down to Schmelke, tries to stick it through the 5-hole, but Bayshaw makes the save and then covers up before Barone can get there and get any chances there as well. Face-off is going to be down low to the right of Bayshaw. We have Kelsey now against Schmelke. Kelsey wins it to the corner. He plays it back to himself. Tries to dump it out to DiCamillo, but it goes through to LeClaire from the Avalanche, who plays it over to Matrainen. Matrainen now working down the left side, down to Schmelke. Tries to put it in from the goal line, but that gets deflected out by Bayshaw, and it spins out to Greg Marshall, who makes a spin move, tries to go to the backhand. Save made by Mesko there. Marshall across to DiCamillo, and now Kelsey has it in the corner. Kelsey working it out, and it blocks off of Matrainen into the corner. Played out to the point to Greg Marshall, who takes a slap shot that's blocked by Jack Mesko and goes out of play. 46 seconds left. Face-off will be to the right of Mesko, deep in the Avalanche zone. And timeout is called by the Avalanche. I noticed Schmelke was lining up again on the face-off. They may want to give him a little bit of a rest, as he's been doing a lot of face-off work this evening. Timeout is over, and the players are going to line back up again. And it looks like Schmelke is returning to the face-off circle, so that Avalanche timeout may have been to get him some rest. As Kelsey lines up across from him. 46 seconds left. 4-4 tie. Face-off is won back to Ercole, who dumps it low. LeClaire tries to play it around, but it's picked off by Kelsey. Kelsey now has to chase it all the way back into the Allies zone. He makes a pass out to Moraes, who then rips it, and it's hard off of Mesko's helmet. Follow up by DiCamillo, but it doesn't go in. And another shot by Moraes that almost sneaks in on the far side. Rolls back out to center ice, picked up by Kelsey. Kelsey loses it to Barone, who plays it all the way down to Schmelke, and Schmelke shoots on Bayshaw, who makes a last-second save to keep the game 4-4. Joe Mata pointing out that no matter when I'm in the arena recently, it seems that games are always going to overtime, whether I'm reffing or playing or apparently calling the game as well. I'm good for overtime every time, and the referees just feeling good about pointing that out to me. As we head into overtime, we can see that Michael Kelsey is really the only offensive regular from last season playing with the Allies tonight. He's out there with Antonio DiCamillo, and last season he was down in his goal-scoring production. He only had 10 goals last season, whereas the season before he had 17 goals. And tonight he has no points tonight, with the bulk of the load going to Barillaro, scoring 2 goals for the Allies tonight. Overtime face-off, won by the Allies, goes back, played off Bayshaw to Marshall, who gets the shot, saved by Mesco. Played back out to the point. Teradek dumps it low, and it goes down to Kelsey, who falls down on trying to make a backhand pass, but it's picked up by Matrainen, played over to Schmelke on the right wing, who breaks into the Ally zone. Now Matrainen has it in the slot, and it's lost by Schmelke in front of the net, but Barone picks it off of Teradek, who then plays it over to Matrainen, who gets the shot, and it goes wide. Teradek now playing up the left side of the rink, being hooked there by Barone, but not called. And Teradek makes a great defensive play there to knock the ball away. Picked up in the neutral zone now by DiCamillo. DiCamillo passes over to Kelsey. Kelsey down deep, drops it back to Marshall, and Marshall shoots it over the net. Picked up by Matrainen. 1:38, about the halfway point of the overtime period. Matrainen over to Leclerc. Leclerc sneaks around DiCamillo, using the boards to help himself, and poked away by Greg Marshall into the corner. Matrainen picks up. Matrainen in the net. Coming back around, plays it back to the point to Schmelke. Schmelke gets it, dumps it low down to Barone. Barone tries to play it back to Schmelke, but it ends up going along the boards and deep down into the Avalanche zone. Schmelke flips it back up the boards to where Barone was standing on the right wing, who passes over to Leclerc, and that gets blocked by Ercole into the boards, and then played back out. And now Kelsey almost picking it off from Schmelke and getting a great scoring opportunity, but now here comes Marshall. Marshall scores! Greg Marshall winning the game in overtime, 5-4 with 47 seconds left, and that is going to do it tonight. And that will give Greg Marshall his second goal tonight as well. So here we are at the end of overtime. It's a 5-4 Allies win over the Avalanche, one of their arch rivals. As the players go through to have the handshake. Without incident, of course. So I'm Rob Wisniewski. We're going to wrap it up tonight. And our 3 stars of the game would be obviously Greg Marshall being the first star of the game with that overtime winning goal that was scored. He was right there in the slot. He made the play the way that he needed to. Our second is going to go to Steven Schmelke with 2 goals and an assist for the Avalanche and winning as many faceoffs as he was winning tonight. And our third star of the game is going to go to rookie Dave Barillaro with 2 goals in his debut in stepping into this D1 division that he hasn't played in before. The Allies look pretty good tonight. The Avalanche looked pretty good tonight. Avalanche had a slow start. They picked it up in the second period, outplayed the Allies. We got to the third period, Both teams were solid in the third period, and just one little mistake there at the end that gave Marshall the opportunity to shoot it, and he capitalizes and wins the game for the Allies. So that gives the Allies 2 points going forward. The Avalanche are going to start the season off at 0-1. Allies are starting off at 1-0. And we'll have to see how the rest of the season plays out. It's going to be a long season, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you again. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a good night.